Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your January through June 2023 6-month prediction reading. It's been a while. We haven't done any of the general readings for a while, so I thought I would send out a little special treat for this one. We're going to do it a little bit different this year. We're going to get a surrender card first with the power of surrender cards. And see what it is that Gemini is going to be surrendering for 2023. And then we will go through each month, January through June, and get an overlying theme. I have all of the major arcanas and the 4 aces in this deck. And then we'll go through and clarify each month with a second deck. If you would like to get your own 6-month prediction, all of that information is in the description box. You can get a personalized prediction, and you can even add the astrology in this year if you would like. I only have a few spots available in January for that, but it is there, or you can get any other readings as well. I'm available. My calendar is open in January. So let's get started. What is it that Gemini is surrendering? Okay. That one like flew out, so surrender your worrying, surrender worry. Make a commitment to not lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. I know this has been a thing for you guys this year. Having that worry in your heart space, it dysregulates your nervous system, and it doesn't help you to make better choices. It helps you to make worse choices when your nervous system is dysregulated. So really allowing yourself to breathe when some kind of concern comes up. Being in the present moment has really helped me with that, of not getting anxious when I don't project things into the future, when I don't wish that things were different, stuff like that, because that really sends you into a spiral. So getting grounded, getting present, allowing yourself to not constantly be worrying about all of the things. We're ready to go here. That's really going to help this year for you. So for January, we have the Temperance card. Patience, saying that to a Gemini. Patience. So Temperance for January. February, we have Justice. March, we have the High Priestess. April, we have the Ace of Pentacles. May, we have Strength. And June, we have the Devil. Okay. So I feel like the beginning of the year is about you getting balanced, so you're able to listen to your intuition. I feel like the beginning of the year is about learning patience and presence and balance, and really coming into like that space within yourself so that you can really pull in the bigger picture. There might be a change in your finances in a positive way towards April, May, and June. I feel like there's something with your work that's changing. I feel like you're either getting a new job, or you're either getting a new job or you're getting a promotion, and it's requiring resilience. Like it's like that bounce back thing, and knowing that you can create calm within the chaos within yourself, even if things are being disrupted. So let's go ahead and get started with January. We have Temperance. Temperance in so many ways is about how we respond and react with our heart and our mind being centered. It's about balance. And, with you having Temperance and Justice in January and February, I feel like there's this really big need for you guys to come into this new year with an idea of creating balance in your life, and so that you can punch forward into your future. We have the devil. And I think that a lot of this has to do with your job, you guys. I think that 2023 really needs to be that quest of balancing your work life with your personal life, with relaxing yourself. And like, you don't have to hustle as much as everybody says that we all have to hustle and we all have to make all this money and blah, 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 blah. It's not necessary to do that. You can still manage to make money and to live a good life without killing yourself. So I feel like this year is really about learning how to balance that. You just have to be in the right situations for yourself. And that may not be where you are right now. And the energy may be telling you, this is a really imbalanced thing. You're working too much or you're playing too much. You guys have those two sides of you that that one side wants to create chaos, there's nothing that you can do about it. Then we have the Chariot and we have the Six of Cups. I feel like you want to be more connected to family. I feel like you're moving more away from like the hustle and feeling like you have to work so much. And it feels like you're kind of going more with wanting to be close to family. It may be that you want to travel to see family. And that's the balance between the work and the family that you really want to see for January. Let's clarify the Devil and the Chariots. Oh yeah, this is definitely a balance between work life and home life and having to learn what the best for yourself is going to be. Wow, these clarifying cards are just loud, loud, loud. We have the Nine of Swords and the Four of Wands. It's almost as if there's this regret of not spending enough time. It's funny when people transition out of their human life back into the ethers, the soul existence. A lot of times people on their deathbeds, they talk about how they regret, they have regrets in life. And if you're living your life the way that you want to live it, because not every day is promised. Today could be the last day for any one of us. But if you're living your life with regrets and you're living your life in this Nine of Swords kind of state, and it's really about the stability, if the job that you're in, if it's making you the right amount of money, but it's killing your soul, is it still worth it? Is there a better way? I feel like that's what this Temperance card is asking you to really dig into January, because there's a lesson that you're learning here. And I think that you're really worried about like, how am I going to keep a roof over my head? How am I going to feed the family? How am I going to do this? I'm going to do that. And that can create like such tension within you. And so instead of you being like, how am I going to do this? Allowing yourself to say, I don't know. See, there's this overthinking that's happening. The Eight of Swords on the Chariot here, that Eight of Swords is a self-imposed imprisonment of the mind. So if you're constantly trying to analyze what direction you need to go into next, you're just going to end up suffering in your own mind. You create the suffering of your own mind instead of taking a step back. This is, again, the balance of the heart and the mind. This is how we make decisions well, right? When we balance. And that it's time to move on. That it's time to transition into doing something else or being with someone else or whatever it is. But I really do feel like this is work related in a lot of ways. So allowing yourself to take the road that is less about worry and more about faith, taking your hands off the wheel and being like, all right, I understand, I get it. On the Six of Cups, we had three cards. We have the Moon, we have the Death card, and the Two of Pentacles. You don't have to make all the decisions right now. You don't have to make all the decisions. If you don't truly know what decision that needs to be made, vacillating in it over and over and over again is doing yourself a great disservice. There may be some kind of surprise that comes out with this Moon card, but it looks like there's a transition to something that's going to be happening with that, with the death card. And so instead of vacillating through the transition, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Let the energy guide you. Allow things to unfold the way that they're supposed to. When we let ourselves breathe through that stress and that tension, we allow ourselves to breathe and we take our hands up and we're like, you know what? I don't even know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do. I don't know what decision to make. I guarantee you that the decision is going to be made for you. You just have to stop trying to force it to be made for you. Might look totally different than what you thought it was going to be. So then we have justice for February. For some of you, this could be the ending of a relationship or the ending of a job, but it's going to bring balance into your life. And when it brings balance into your life, there's a lot more clarity. It's never easy. Transitions like this are never easy. And it's very difficult. It's very challenging to push yourself when you just need to sit back. Like you're providing more attention for yourself. You're providing more suffering for yourself. The more you push and push and push and push for things to even out. The thing is the energy evens things out. So we have the sun, we have the 9 of cups, and then we have the moon. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. I feel like once you allow yourself to regain that balance and centeredness and February comes along, I feel like there's something that's been hidden that's going to show up for you and it's going to provide so much clarity for you. It's going to be this aha moment that is like, oh, wow, that's the thing that I've kind of been waiting for to show up for me. So let's see the sun. Oh, wow. Okay. 9 of cups. And the moon. Okay. We have the high priestess on the sun. This is what I'm saying. Like you guys already felt that there was going to be some kind of change or some kind of shift or some kind of like opening that would be happening for you. You already felt it inside of you. You had a feeling, that high priestess intuitive feeling. The 9 of Pentacles on the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Pentacles, this person looks really sad in the 9 of Pentacles here, but really it's about finding that independence and abundance all on your own. And I feel like part of you is just like, some of you are going to quit your job and start a new job because you want, or not even start a new job. You're going to quit your job and like start a business because you want to do it on your own. I feel like for some of you, just remember all the legal stuff, dot all the I's, cross all the T's. But this very much feels like I just kind of want to be left alone to my own devices to figure this out on my own so that it's not like I'm not confused. And then the Knight of Pentacles on the moon is reminding you this is about patience. Remember that we talked the first couple of months of the year is going to require a lot of patience from you. It's going to require a lot of present moment from you. It's going to require a lot of you recognizing that you are not supposed to be hustling and pushing yourself and killing yourself. It could be that you end up getting like a really bad cold or something during the first 2 months of the year, and it totally flattens you. And it's like, see, told you, you got to take care of yourself. Stop hustling. Stop making yourself sick. Stop working so much that you cannot even breathe anymore. You see? So taking things one day at a time, one step at a time, the Knight of Pentacles is very much reminding us to stay in the present moment, even if we cannot see with the moon here, even if we cannot see the end products, staying in the present moment and allowing yourself to take one step at a time is going to be a lot easier. Okay. Ooh, this one is a little bit heavy, Gemini. The High Priestess for March. So again, having the High Priestess, you're listening to your intuition is going to be your best friend. listening to the high priestess sees all, feels all, knows all, doesn't necessarily say a lot, but sitting in that high priestess energy and allowing yourself to create from that space is going to push you forward in big ways. We have the Ace of Cups. Love that. The Strength card and the Wheel of Fortune for March. See what I mean? Your intuition is telling you that it's time for some self-care. The Ace of Cups for me is a gift from the universe. We cannot give to other people unless our cup is overflowing. And a lot of times giving that back to ourselves requires strength. But go to that place within yourself. Go to your own fountain of youth, really supply that love and that support to yourself. If other people don't, that's not your problem. You got to remove those people that don't support you. Right? So there's and I feel like this Wheel of Fortune is actually a shift in your subconscious. That high priestess is more of a subconscious thing. And so I feel like there's a shift in your subconscious that creates different outcomes in the conscious world. You see, there's this big shift in your subconscious. So we have the Ace of Cups. The Strength card. Ooh, don't tell yourself you can't do it. Your abundance is going to be coming in really supportive ways this year. And I think that it's going to start with the support that you give to yourself. That's where the abundance is going to start flowing, is within the support that you give to yourself. We have the 10 of Pentacles on the Ace of Cups. The more you love yourself, the more complete you're going to feel. The 10 of Pentacles is a completion. It's about having the home and the family and everybody's healthy and everybody's together and it feels right. But we can create that within ourselves first. And once you create that and you're not trying to get it from everybody else, and I know how social you guys are, and I know that being with other people and being in other people's space really helps you to boost your confidence and boost your self-esteem. But sometimes we got to find that abundance is already within us. Like, we don't actually need to get it from other people all the time either. Then we have the 5 of Swords on the Strength card. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. The 5 of Swords is very much that mental lack mentality. That mental lack saying, everybody's going to laugh at me. Nobody's going to take me seriously. Like whatever it is that you tell yourself in your mind, the way that you can heal a healthy ego is by reminding yourself of how resilient you are, and don't give up on yourself. I know that you guys can be a little bit unruly sometimes, but nobody's perfect. Take it from a Virgo. Nobody's perfect. Right? So really allowing yourself to say, I can do this, and have the resilience to do this. The King of Cups on the Wheel of Fortune. There's somebody in your space that things are going to be changing from. And I know that it came out as the King of Cups, but it sort of feels like an authority figure, maybe a dad figure, maybe a grandpa figure, maybe a boss or something like that. But something has to change because you feel differently towards this person. And it's maybe not that you don't want that person to be removed from your space entirely, but the way that you guys interact or the relationship that you have with each other, that's what it feels like. The other thing is you're going to be feeling a little bit more emotional yourself. And so that's really going to change some of your beliefs as well. The Ace of Pentacles. So once you get into that position where you're a little bit more balanced and you can manifest from the present moment, you guys are awesome manifestors. You can do it at any time. You just have to be willing to let your life look different. If your life needs to look different, it's time for your life to look different. But this Ace of Pentacles could be a job change. It could be a promotion. It's a positive change in your material or finances in some way, shape, or form. But getting it is also requiring resilience from you. We have the moon, because I don't think it's going to be readily known. Like, I don't think that it's going to be really in your face. It's not going to be like, you're not going to inherit something. Some of you might, who knows? But I feel like with the moon, you don't necessarily see it coming. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, he's just starting off on his journey. He's like the student. So some of you may be going back to school in April or getting the funds together to go back to school in April. And then we have the Sun. Some of you might even be getting ready to finish school, like finish college or finish high school in some way during this time. And you're having to gain clarity, or you're having to like search for a new job or something like that. I think some of you are going to be on this new adventure, and you have the energy to do it with the Sun here. Even if you don't know what that journey is going to look like, you still have the energy to do it. I think the full moon in April is going to be a really promising aspect for you. Oh yeah, the resilience. You might be dealing with a Leo energy because we keep getting this strength card for you. But I feel like there's a lot to say about the, Gemini creating resilience and stability for themselves. The strength card, when we look at it, it's actually an angel that's taming a lion. And so this is really the peace within the chaos kind of idea. Like, you can do anything and you can tame the way that you want the energy to work for you, but you have to be willing to give up some things. You have to be willing to say the words that need to be said, right? And you also have to be willing to know that you are strong enough to push forward. I do feel like the energy really starts to pick up with the Eight of Wands. So, you starting on a new path, or you starting on a new journey, or, you creating something new for yourself and being the student and learning is really helping the energy pick up a lot, and believing in that journey in a big way. I do think that with this 10 of Wands on the Sun, I feel like things are going to start to become a little bit lighter after April. I think the ending of April might be like that one last heavy push that you have to get through. And then you can just kind of sit back and take a sigh of relief just for a moment, and just be like, okay, I'm done with this part. Now I can relax and take a few deep breaths and be able to push forward into the next thing, which again, we have the Strength card, which is going to require resilience from you. And resilience happens through trials and tribulations. I have 3 amazing boys, 2 of them, which are Geminis. A lot of you have probably heard that if you've been watching me for a while. And so the 2 Geminis are adults now, and I'm so proud of them at how, they really push themselves, but they can be hard on themselves sometimes too. And the resilience that they have shown in the last couple of years with their life, it's, when you have kids, you want to be able to make as soft as a life as possible. But no matter how soft you make their life, they're still going to come up against challenges because the world isn't perfect, right? So I think about that often. It's like, I'm really glad that those challenges came up for for all 3 of my boys, the challenges that came up for them, because they gain a lot of resilience and a lot of strength from it. And they learn lessons. And, even seeing me go through challenges really helped them to learn some lessons. So we have the 6 of Pentacles. Oh, wow. We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have Temperance. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the 10 of Cups. And so I feel like after a time of really having to find that resilience and strength within yourself, and, say, these are the things that I really want to do with my life, and this is the direction I want to go in, then you really have to, with your heart and your mind, look at how much you're giving to other people. If you're giving a lot with that 6 of Pentacles and Temperance, if you're giving a lot to other people and you're not necessarily getting back from them, now's the time to change that. Like something has to change. Otherwise, you're going to be depleted all over again. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. So if you're with an earth sign or somebody who is very grounding for you and nurturing for you in some way, shape, or form, I feel like this resilience and balance that is created in your life is also helping to create, you know, kind of a happily ever after, or just abundance and happiness. That 10 of Cups is an emotional abundance and happiness. And so I feel like that might be happening with your person. But it's some kind of earth sign or somebody who has a lot of earth in their chart. There is an ending to giving away yourself to everybody and then a new jumping off point. I feel like you're kind of putting your foot down and sort of surrendering to your happiness instead. I really love that I'm seeing this for you guys in May. And this is what that resilience has shown you. Resilience doesn't have to always be traumatic. It's really, you know, when we see that there's an ending to something that has to end, stop giving yourself away to people. Stop letting other people control you. This is something that you've really, really, really been wanting to do for a long time. And this 10 of Wands is, you know, you just carrying the load and having to go up the hill. And that 10 is a completion. So I do feel like there's a cycle that's ending of you giving too much of yourself. And then there's this new beginning that you're starting with, that you're starting on. And I think that a lot of it has to do with, you know, you just don't want to be held back anymore. Just be very careful of how you're treating other people. The 7 of Cups on the Queen of Pentacles. There may be some confusion around this earth sign, maybe how they feel about you or how you feel about them. Again, the surrendering to that, like if, you know, relationships have their moments, their ups and downs. That doesn't necessarily mean that they need to end. But a lot of times when you just allow yourself to surrender to happiness, instead of trying to force everybody to be happy or try to force yourself to be happy, or just surrender, like it's okay. The energy's already there for you to be happy. You don't have to force happiness into your life. When you are providing gratitude for your life every day, you find joy in things. And joy is something that people can't take away. Happiness is a fleeting moment in time. It's temporary, right? So really allowing yourself with this 9 of Wands to surrender to the 7 of Cups confusion, right? This Fool wants to start a new journey, and it's after a time that took a lot out of you. There was a lot of hardship and a lot of, you know, stress pushing forward. So, all right, let's go to June. We have the Devil in June. This is why I feel like a lot of this has to do with work. Some of it might have to do with school, could be a relationship, but I feel like the stress and tension of how hard you're working is actually the thing that might be putting the stress and tension and confusion on the relationship. Because if you're not talking about it, that it's going to be very, very difficult for you to, you know, you got to have the conversation. Like to find any kind of clarity, you've got to have the conversation. It's just absolutely necessary. Let's get one more card. Ooh, for June. All right. Okay, so we have the 6 of Cups. So the Devil is the overall energy. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the 2 of Swords. And we have the 7 of Pentacles. The biggest thing that I'm hearing, and it's literally a scream that's happening in my head and in my ears, so your guides are really yelling about this right now, is it's not about what happened in the past. It's not about what happened in the past. It's not about what happened in the past. You've got to learn the lesson of the past so you can move forward. So you can start planting seeds moving forward. You don't always have to do the same things that you did in the past. Sometimes you can tweak that, right? The 6 of Cups and the 2 of Swords really makes me feel like there's some questions that you might have. And I feel like you might be answering those questions based on your past. I don't know that you're answering those questions based on your present or trying to move forward. So really getting grounded in June so that you can plant seeds. The Seven of Pentacles is about the future. This is about planting seeds and being patient for the energy to show you the way, right? But you can't do it if you're apathetic. You can't do it if you don't have all of, you can't plant those seeds if you're sitting in a state of confusion or you're living from your past. So there's something about moving forward from some past circumstances, and knowing that it's okay for you to plan for the future. It's absolutely okay. As long as you're not projecting into the future, like, what if it doesn't work out? What if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? Like, all of those things can be kind of a pain, right? But so we have Justice with the Six of Cups. And Justice, again, is a balance. And we have the Wheel of Fortune above her head, which means there's a positive shift in energy in this balancing act. You could be dealing with a Libra from the past as well, or somebody who has Libra energy in their chart. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Two of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles is a gift. It's a gift of material items. It's a gift of monetary items from the universe. And if you're paying attention or you're trying to make decisions based on the past, you're not going to see this gift coming. And then you won't be able to receive it. So it could be, again, a promotion at a job, something like that. And then the Sun with the Seven of Pentacles. I think that June is a lesson in growth and a lesson in trusting and having faith in the way things are supposed to be turning out. The sun shining on all of those things, that all of those ideas that you're planting and the stuff that you want to do. You can plant those seeds and you can water those seeds. And then this is showing you that the universe is the one that shines the light on it in order for it to come to fruition. So at some point, you have to take your hands off the wheel. You have to say, I'm no longer in control, because you're not. We're just not, you guys. And we can do as much as we can, but at the end of the day, we have to be willing to let the energy finish it off for us and do the rest, because then we really know where we're supposed to be instead of trying to force a direction of where we're supposed to be. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm really glad that I get to do these general readings. I'm going to continue with them tomorrow. But I really appreciate you guys being here, and take care of yourselves. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. Thank you for the support. And again, if you would like to get your own 6-month prediction, those are available on my website, as are the other readings. I have astrology readings and tarot readings and relationship readings if you need that as well. It's all over there. I love you guys. Have a wonderful 2023. Bye.